Now, staying on security in Benue State, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, on Tuesday visited Makurdi following the persistent killings of locals by suspected herders and armed militia groups. Military sources told TVC News that the Army Chief's visit is aimed at obtaining first-hand information, coordinating response efforts, and boosting troop morale in addressing the ongoing crisis. As part of immediate actions, General Oluyede has ordered the deployment of additional troops to reinforce existing formations and intensify operations against the armed groups terrorizing communities across the state. Earlier on Tuesday, Governor Hyacinth Alia confirmed the death of 23 persons in Benue West and Apa local government areas after a meeting with security chiefs in the state.
We had some horrible attacks again in Apa local government and Benue West. It started with the Benue West. Before midnight, the attackers were repelled, but then much afterwards again, they came back in larger numbers. So I'm just coming out from a meeting with the security heads in the state, the military, the police, the civil defense, and the DSS, and all the security advisors. So they've been directed to move immediately to the two local governments.
Governor of Benue State, Hyacinth Alia, speaking there on the latest attacks in Benue State. That was Tuesday. Now, for more on this development in Benue State, I'm joined by a security technologist, Benga Shosan. Good to have you join us.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me.
So this is yet another attack in Benue State. One would have imagined that by now, some things would have been put in place to forestall attacks like this. I just want to get your thoughts on why we're seeing sustained attacks in Benue.
First of all, what happened in Benue is quite unimaginable, and I can't really imagine the pain and trauma that these communities continue to endure. But the truth is, what we are seeing in Benue is not isolated. It's part of a worrying pattern. Protracted violence in agriculturally rich rural communities, which, to be honest, poor state presence and slow response mechanisms. Concerns need to translate to measurable outcomes. Have we mapped the root causes? What intelligence is guiding deployment? What new technologies are being leveraged? We need to move beyond reactive deployment. See, the future of national security, especially in areas like this, has to lie in three things: community integrated intelligence, predictive threat modeling, and rapid civilian military communication system.
Interesting you mentioned that in terms of, not just reactive response, but anticipatory response. One of the things that the Chief of Army Staff has done is to order additional deployment of troops. How far will that go in addressing this challenge, just the presence of troops in that area?
Now, the truth is, how long do we want to give people this stress of seeing people with guns? How long does that have to continue? How long do we have to make people feel this trauma of seeing people with guns in their community? Now, right now, like I said earlier, we need to start incorporating. We need to have a vision for rural security transformation. There are certain technologies now, emerging technologies, that can help us study the pattern, that can be the eyes and the ears, and also end local trust. It can empower local peace committees, integrating artificial intelligence and early warning systems that help redesign the patrol logistics to help to map patterns, and not just train more men. We need to actually look into saving more lives, especially people on the front line. Let's incorporate these technologies that study behavior, studies patterns, and helps to give that, this incident is going to happen at this certain time, and let's control it before it happens. Like I said, it has to be more predictive than reactive. We need to go more on the wisdom. It has to be more wisdom, less wars, more wisdom, less guns. Let's look at what intelligence can actually do, predictive intelligence, what it can do, and focus more on that than just keeping more guns in areas like this that have faced a whole lot of trouble.
And you're saying this at a time where the military chiefs are also talking about change of strategy. We've heard the northern governors also talked about change of strategy, as well as the president. Is technology the way to go if we were to change strategy?
Yes, I'm an advocate of technology. I'm an advocate of peace. Yes, and I feel with the technology available now, what we have in the world today, that helps promote more peace, less wars. Yes, I think technology is actually the way we need to go now as a country.
All right, thank you so much for your time.